and welcome back to my channel, Night Owl Collage. I'm Amber, and today we're going to make this, not sure what to call it. It's like a seed packet, pull tab, flip out, hidden pocket kind of thing. So let me show you what I mean. So it has it's shaped like a seed packet here, and it's got the floral elements. And then tuck that in there. There's this pull tab flip out like this. And then when you open it up, you've got a pocket here. You've got a pocket here. You've got a pocket here, a pocket here, and then there's going to be a pocket back here. So, long name for a little project, but this is what we're going to do today. These materials come from the Crafting a Garden Story digital kit by Rach and Bella Crafts, and there's also another half of that by Angela Kerr. So those are what we're using for the digitals today, but I'm also going to try to show you how to make it if you don't have those digitals. So let's get started, okay? So this is going to be the base. We're using this very large envelope that is from Angela Kerr's kit, I believe. And I'll show you how to, I didn't cut this down already because I need to show you how to cut it. So first I'm just gonna cut off the white space here, the bottom. Then I'm gonna cut off this bottom part, okay? Let's get that cut right on that line. I'm gonna tell you the size of that in a moment. I'm gonna cut off the white space here and here. And then we don't need all this up here. We're just going to use this tab right here. So right at that first corner, that is where we're going to cut at. So just line that up and cut that top part off. So you still have this tab. Okay? So let me cut this part out. Okay. So that is the main piece. I'm going to cut the white part off of this, and then I'll give you the measurements, okay? Okay, so this piece measures let's see, it measures about 6 1/4. It's just like a tiny sliver over that, like a 1/16 over that, but about 6 1/4 by, let's say, 3 3/4. It's a tiny, like a 1/16 under that. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna make that out of this. So I'm just gonna make some plain paper so you can see how I'm doing it without the digital kit. Okay, so that's that piece. For this piece, it's going to be, if I can find my ruler. Okay, it's going to be 4 7/8 by 7 1/4. Okay, I'm gonna do 7 1/4 here. So I'll write that down for you. This is 7 1/4 inches, and this is 4 7/8 inches. This was 6 1/4 inches, and this was 3 3/4 inches. Okay, so now we're going to take this piece and we're going to kind of center it, and we're going to make a mark there. These are going to be where our tabs are. Okay, so I'm just going to make a mark at the edges of those. So let's fold those. These will be the tabs, the side tabs. Okay. And this will be a side tab. The top, we're gonna make a fold at 3/4 of an inch is what we're coming down. Okay, so I'm gonna make a mark there. I'm losing everything. All right, there it is. It's right in front of my face. Okay, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, that's where we're gonna fold. So this space right here is 3/4 of an inch. So all we have to do now to get this shape here is we're going to make a diagonal cut to that corner, and then you can just tear that edge off. Okay, and then we're going to make another cut like that, tear that off, and then we can fold these together to make that rounded edge. Okay, so we're going to just, actually, I'm just going to use this. So now we've got those rounded edges there. So now we have that piece. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do for the base is we are going to fold this piece in half. I should have a specific spot for my scissors and my bone folder. I'm going to do that. That's the spot so I don't lose them. Okay, fold this in half. Okay, then we're gonna fold this in half. Let's fold this one. Okay, so then with the tabs, we're gonna fold this tab inward, okay? I'm gonna fold it this way first, just so I can see where the line is. Oh, see, I didn't put my bone folder in the right spot. See that? I'm gonna put it right there. So, okay, we're gonna fold that one inward like that. Do the same thing. I already folded this one. We'll do these side by side. Then we're going to take this. It's going to be our pocket here. So we're going to open this up and we're going to glue this underneath this tab right here. Okay, so that's how we're going to attach this tab. So I'm going to center it right flush with the bottom. Okay, and then I'm gonna fold that over and glue that together. And then we're gonna glue this closed, but we're not gonna glue all of this down. We're just gonna glue the edge so that the pocket opens up fully. So I'm gonna just glue the bottom, line at the bottom, and then a thin line along the side here, okay? Okay, and then we've got this little tab here. You don't want that. I'm gonna just cut that off. And do the same thing on this side. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fold this tab in, and that's how we're gonna close this pocket. Now, here's where you have an option. We can go ahead and close this with the tab, and then this, if you glue this to the page, it can be a pocket here. However, if you want this to be like a flip out, okay, like this, then you can just keep this out to glue to the page and cover it with some paper or something. Just cover this inside of paper, and then you could have a flip out like this, okay? I think I'm gonna do the flip out for this one. I'm gonna make sure got there, and I'm gonna put some paper there. I'm gonna actually use this. So I'm just gonna put some paper over this flip out part. So we don't see that white. Okay, so I'm gonna just cover that and then cut it out. So I just used that scrap from the top of the envelope, and we're not wasting it, which I always like to make sure that I'm not wasting a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to refold that. So now that this can be a flip, okay? For this one, I'm just going to glue the pocket down, okay? So I just folded the tab in, and I'm going to glue the pocket closed to the tab. There we go. Okay, so this one's a flip, this one will be a pocket like this. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut this side of the tab, the top flap. So I'm just going to fold it in half there and just go like follow the line from the other side, okay? And I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit. Okay, and the same thing on this one. So then this front tab, you can either cut it off or fold it in. I'm gonna fold it in and glue it down. And then this tab will fold over for the closure of the seed packet. I already glued this down, so I'm just gonna tuck that in Actually, I can put some glue on that. I'm just going to tuck that in. And then this will fold over for my flap, okay? I'm gonna glue now this pocket closed. It's gonna come on the side and the bottom. And then I'm gonna go ahead and ink this stuff here. All right. All right, let's get to the fun part. Okay, so we need a base for this part here. So I'm gonna take this piece, I believe it's from the Angela Kerr kit. It's like lots of different flower pictures on there on the sheet. And I'm gonna make this almost as big as this pocket here. And I'm doing torn edges. Let's see, I want a little space here. So let's see. Because I want this flap to sit underneath this, so I need to make sure that's near the top. And I'm going to kind of do just like a little fold where I want. Okay, I'm gonna take my tearing ruler and this part should probably be on cardstock because you need a sturdy base too for the, you know, it's going to be pulled on, so you don't want it to be tearing on you. So I would do these pieces on cardstock. But this one I'm just going to do on paper just because it's a sample. Okay, so this piece is about 2 5/8 by 3 1/4. Okay, so I'm gonna grab some yellow here. Okay, so this is a kind of different part here. Let me ink this first. Okay. So right in the middle here, we're gonna do a slit. So this was, let me write this down. This was 2 5/8, and this was 3 1/4. So halfway between that would be, let's see, 1 1/2 plus 1/8. So 1 5/8. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my piece. I'm gonna show you on this one so it'll be easier to see. Just kind of eyeball the middle there. You're not gonna really see that. So 1 5/8 is the middle there. And this piece we're gonna need, I'll tell you about that in a minute, but it is about 1 1/4. We're gonna make 1 1/2, the slit 1 1/2 inches, okay? So we're gonna put this at 3/4 of an inch, okay, because that's half of 1 1/2. And then we're gonna draw that 1 1/2 inch line right there. Okay, I'm gonna do the same on this. I'm gonna come to 1 5/8 is my middle. Then I'm gonna put my ruler, that dot at 3/4 of an inch, and draw my 1 1/2 inch line. Okay, then we're gonna take your X-Acto knife and you're gonna cut that slit. Oh, I have this upside down. Do the same on this one. Okay. Now, we're gonna need this piece from this is the Rach and Bella kit, and this piece measures, let's say, 4 inches by 1 1/4. Okay, so I'm gonna take this one. So 1 1/4 inch by 4 inches. Okay, so make sure that that fits through your slit. Okay, now I gotta remember where I scored this at. Okay, so we're gonna take our, I'm gonna grab my scoring board and I'm going to score this piece. I'm gonna score this piece at 3/4 inch and at 1 1/4. Okay, take my piece, score it at 3/4 inch and 1 1/4. All right. You have this kind of piece like this. All right. So slip this in to your piece, okay? And we're going to glue. Okay, so here's my top. I'm not gonna go all the way to the top. I'm gonna stay like 1/4 inch from the top because we're gonna tuck our flap under there. So we're gonna glue from 1/4 inch from the top, and we're going to glue, let's see, this comes out this side. Okay, we're gonna glue, I'll draw this down. We're gonna glue all the way down this side. We're gonna glue all the way along the bottom. Here's our tab. We're gonna glue 1/4 inch from the tab. So that's where we're gonna glue, okay? Because we want our tab to be free to move. Just gonna give it some extra security there. And then I'm gonna just take that out for a moment. And then I'm gonna glue that right down. Center that over there, okay? So I'm gonna glue, this side is the side that needs to be, has the tab on it. Okay, so now we're going to put our tab in here and we're going to line it up with the side of this pocket. So the bottom of that tab will line up with the side of the pocket. So now we're going to fold that down. So we have a crease here and then this fold. I'm going to fold this down. And we're going to put our picture, our front picture here. Okay, so I want this, I forget which kit this comes out of, but this is the one that I want. And the inside one is going to be this one. So I want to make sure it's the same width. Okay, so I'm going to mark that. That's where I want to cut. So now, I think that was, I'm going to just cut off this little border here, and I'll tell you the measurement. Okay, this piece measures 2 5/8 by 1 3/4. I'm gonna grab this yellow. Okay, so I'm gonna do it on this one first, just so I make sure I don't mess up my real one over here. So I'm gonna push that down, fold that down, okay, and then I'm going to glue this over. We're gonna put the glue on this first section here. We're not gonna go over that crease, that fold, okay, just this part. And then I'm just gonna center that over that piece there. Okay, it's a little crooked. Okay, that's all right. It's a little crooked, that's fine, whatever. Okay, so then you make sure I'm getting this right here. Okay, so we're gonna open this up, but we're gonna fold this one down, okay? Open that up, fold this part down that we didn't glue, and we are going to add our other piece up here. Now that's not gonna fit exactly, so I'm gonna cut that down. This is going to be, it's going to be 2 5/8 by 2 inches. I'm going to grab some blue. Okay. And that is, oh, wait, that's not right. What did I say? 1 3/4 by 2. 1 3/4 by 2. That's what I mean. So then we're gonna glue that there. All right, so making sure that I get this right, because I've only done this twice. Okay, so we're gonna glue that right there. So let me get these measurements right. Okay, so this was 2 5/8 by 1 3/4, and this one was 1 3/4 by 2 inches. Okay, all right, now we're at this point. The next thing is we need this part right here, okay? This is what's gonna pull this open and allow it to come through, okay? Just like this. So what we're gonna do is we need another piece. Well, actually, let me do this first on here. So I'm gonna open this up. Here's my piece. And let me make sure I'm getting this right. Okay, and I'm gonna glue that. Make sure this is lining up here. And I'm gonna glue that over the center right here, okay? Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna pull this down, and I'm going to glue my Welcome to My Garden piece there, and I'm going to cut off these sides. So we're going to need another piece that's going to measure about, let's see, it needs to come from here, about 2¼ inches by 3 inches. I'm going to take some green. Okay. We're going to glue this to this tab here. So we got this tab folded down, and we're going to center that. I'm just going to bring it up here. Okay. And then we're going to take, this part needs to be really strong. So we're going to use two things. We're going to use both score tape and glue. So we're going to put score tape at the top of this piece. I'm going to remove that paper. And we're also going to add some glue, some wet glue, because we really need this to be strong. And then, okay, so make sure that tab down here is flush with the edge. We're going to take this whole thing and fold it down. Okay. And then we're going to add a tab here, but now you can pull it out like this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on this, but I'm going to add my tab first. So I took one of these tabs. I think this might be the Angela Kerr kit. So just take a rectangle, a little rectangle piece of paper. I'm going to actually cut this straight. And I'm going to add this to the pull tab here. So that's where I'm going to glue that. I'm going to hold that down. There we go. So that's going to be my pull tab right there. Okay, so I'm going to realign that. Okay, so that's where the end of this is, this strip is. So I'm going to get my piece. I'm going to use this piece, and I needed it to be, it was 3 inches by 2 inches, I think. And okay, there we go. So that's going to open like this and say, welcome to my garden. I think this feels like a little crooked. There we go. That feels better. Okay. Push that in. There we go. Boop. Welcome to my garden. And, oh, I didn't ink this. Why didn't anybody tell me? So there's that. Okay, we have our pieces here. We have our flip out. I'm not going to put the tab on that one. And then on this, I want to put this little, this is an envelope from one of the kits. I can't remember which one, maybe the Rach and Bella one. And I just like where it says spring seed. So I'm just going to tear that off. And I'm going to put it at the top of my flap. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to just tuck this flap right under there, and then you have your little seed packet right there. Okay, so now we're going to work on the inside. So let's untuck that. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to use these pieces from the Rach and Bella kit. And just, let's see, this is going to be, there's going to be two rectangles here. This one's I'm going to have on the front, okay? And they're both going to be facing, wait, no, this one's going to be facing this way. Okay, so I'm going to cut off the top of this one. And I'm just going to kind of follow this line here. This kind of raggedy line. And that's going to be 2 inches by 2 inches. So it's just a little square. And this one's going to be 2 inches by 2 3/4. Okay. So I'm going to do a 2 by 2 and 2 3/4. I'm going to take this on top of this one, and I'm just going to cut like this shape here. Okay, just cut that out. Just like that. All right. See, you can do this. You don't need the kit to do it. All right, so first we're gonna, actually, do I wanna put something there? I think I'm gonna put a little bit of paper there. Just getting a thought. Just having a thought. I'm gonna cover this with just a little bit of paper. Actually, I want to put a brad in there first. I like to take the end of the brad and just press that down so it's nice and flat. And then I'm going to cover it with paper so you don't see the brad. Okay. Now you don't have to do all this, but I just want to make it a little more special. That's all. Okay, there we go. That's what I want to do. And then you're going to glue this right over the top, the 3 sides, to make a little pocket. I'm gonna let that dry for a moment while we do this one. Just like that, okay? I'll do that here. I'm gonna fold this down. I have a little bit of white showing, so let me cut that off. And then I'm going to glue that down. To this corner. Oh, that brad just makes such a difference, doesn't it? I love it. Okay, next thing. I'm going to put one of these little tickets from the Rach and Bella kit, and that is 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. I'm just gonna slip that right in here. Oh, you know what? You know what I didn't do? I was gonna cut this down a little bit shorter so you can actually get into that pocket better. So you might want to do that. Let me see if I can do that really quick. So we can stick that in there and get it out a little more easily. There we go. Got a little ticket in there. Got our pocket. And then I also had a little piece, one of these little tags from the kit. I put it back here. And I think I'll put a tiny little brad in there. Okay, so I added a little brad to this tag and some paper to cover the brad prongs on the back. So I'm going to just stick that right there. And then I want to add some paper to this side so it can be more of a writing space. So I'm going to take my tearing ruler. Okay, so for this pocket, I'm going to add this journal card, and I'm going to keep it hidden pocket so you don't see it. And then for this one, I'm going to add this one with the boots. I think that's really cute. And then on the back, if you're just gonna glue it to the page, you don't need to do anything to the back. But for the flip, and if you're just gonna tuck it in somewhere, I did on the back, there's a piece that looks like this. It's a little bigger, but I cut it down to the size pocket that I want. I'm just gonna turn that into a pocket. So just cut whatever size pocket you want. And glue that on. And then I chose this little girl to be in this pocket, but I am going to give you a little bonus project that you could tuck in here. Okay, so that's the basic project there. I'm going to tuck my flap in here. So this could be a flip like this. Okay, so this is the main project, but if you are tucking it in, or I'm not tucking it in, if you're gluing it to the page, this would be something cool that you could do. So I'm taking these two tags, all right, and I'm going to glue them back to back. Okay, when I glue them, I'm going to make sure that my holes are lined up. So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to put an eyelet in them, so it doesn't matter that I'm poking a hole here. So I want to make sure that those holes are in the same place there. Okay, so I'm gonna clip that real quick so I know that that's the right spot. And then I'm gonna come up where this line is here. That's where I'm gonna start my glue. Okay, and then I'm gonna glue down this side and the bottom so that the right side is open. And then they don't exactly match up, so there's going to be overhang, so we're just going to cut out the white parts that are hanging over. All right, so now we're going to add an eyelet. Look, I got a crocodile, guys. My husband was so nice and got me one. Isn't that awesome? He's so supportive. Okay. Okay. And then we can tuck something in here. Let me just ink that a little bit. So I have this little bird card. I'll probably distress that card a little more and stick that right in there. How cute. And then you can just, if you're gluing it to the page, you can just tuck it behind here. Just like that, okay? So, I know a little bit of a complicated project, but it's really cool, really fun, and that pull tab is just so much fun to play with. So I hope you caught, even though I made some mistakes, I hope you caught it and got the measurements, even if you don't have the digitals, because I don't want to like alienate people that don't have the digitals, can't get the digitals. You can still make this. So you just have to have the right measurements. So I hope you had fun with this project and you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think in the comments. And I will see you again on Monday for, I think it's week three of the fairy collaboration. So follow along with hashtag a fairy spring collab 24, and for the crafting a garden story collaboration, make sure you follow the hashtag journal jigsaw. Okay, I will see you again on Monday, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.